South Melbourne is daring to dream of a league promotion. And for about 20 minutes in Wednesday night's FFA Cup clash with Sydney FC, the former National Soccer League powerhouse dared to dream of recording the most famous of semi-final upsets after Lee Minneapolis scored shortly after halftime, making it 21. Lakeside Stadium was rocking like it hasn't rocked since 2004. Sydney's defence threatened to rock too, particularly when a cavalier Andrew Redmayne went walkabout and Matthew Miller was inches away from successfully chipping the goalkeeper from halfway. But then, as torrential rain temporarily washed away the Fox Sports TV feed, Sky Blues striker Bobo also flushed away any chance South had of making the final with his second goal of the night in the 66th minute, making the score 31 and the mountain too high to climb. And when Seb Real and Matthew Simon added their names to a score sheet that also included David Carney's fourth-minute opener, the 51 result was locked and loaded and the league champions were through to their second consecutive cup final. Hell-bent on atoning for last year's defeat to Melbourne City, Sydney will have to wait a fortnight to find out who it will play in next month's final. But a blockbuster Sydney Derby final is a distinct possibility, with Western Sydney and Adelaide to go head-to-head in the other semi. The goals were Bobo's 6th and 7th of a profitable cup competition for the Brazilian. The goal it conceded was the first it had copped in 4 games during a campaign that had also netted easy wins against Darwin Rovers 80, Bankstown Berries 30, City 20, and it was no less than South deserved. After in general play at least it gave as good as it got in the opening 45 minutes. But as the gap continues to close between league clubs and their National Premier League counterparts, the main differences between the two tiers were as clear as day on Wednesday night. Every time Sydney went forward, Bobo, Carney, Alex Brusque and Milos Ninkovic looked likely to hit the back of the net. Little mistakes that South defenders may get away with at league level were severely punished. We said we were creating chances and if we got one it would be game on, and we did that, South coach Chris Taylor said. For 20 minutes I thought it looked quite in the balance, but that third goal killed us off. The big thing we've got at the moment is we've played one game in 7 weeks. It's not ideal preparation for probably the biggest game we've played in 4 or 5 years. We're part-timers, we train 3 nights a week with no competitive games. That makes it very hard against a team that's top class. Legendary NPL striker Milos Lujic and Miller both had 2 decent chances each to score in the first half but fluffed their lines, much to the frustration of the 5,747 crowd. The night was also an league audition of sorts for the ambitious South, so keen to get back into the top flight. Weather notwithstanding, the crowd figure would have been a disappointment to the club, which was hoping for a 5-figure crowd. Now, as the FFA Cup music stops, the bid continues behind the scenes without the added sugar dust this competition has brought. Another sour postscript for South appears to be a second ACL injury for former Hume City star Marcus Schrone, suffered in the opening stages of the match. FFA Cup SEMIFINALSYDNEYFC 5 Carney 4 Bobo 17, Bobo 66 Real 73, Simon 83 South Melbourne 1 Minneapolis 47 at Lakeside Stadium, Melbourne.